So here we are with all the pumps that we typically use for our setups, and the main reservoir tube that pressurizes the system. This comes over the top of your main reservoir. This screws onto your pump, whichever size it may be. This one here is made, as you can see, for the 3170 right here, the Eco 3170. Screws on. Now I'm going to show you the modifications I make to the pieces so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so let's start down here. This is the 1056. This is for the 4-bucket system, and it uses this piece that comes with it. It's a 3/4 inch top, I think, and threads for the top of this. Anyway, where I'm at here is I'm halfway down the second barb, and I just turn this around till it cuts through, so this is shorter. Then what I do is I take, my primer, and I'm going to prime the inside of this, and I'm going to prime around this ridge here, and I'm also going to prime this. So that what I do, if you look, this is just a bushing, and it's a 3/4 to a 1 inch bushing. This goes in, and when it gets to the collar, it gets real tight. So you just press on it as you glue it, and it locks in. So this glues, and then this is one piece. Then we put this inside of this bushing, and this is the same here, just a mock-up. So this would just get glued in there. So this would be our riser for the 1056 and this the 1584 here. So those are both the same. All right, now let's go to the next size. The next size is the 2245. This pump right here is used in our 8-bucket machine, and we're using this piece here. I believe it's a 1 inch top with the thread to screw into the top of this pump. This one is pretty much done the same way. I'm going to cut it about halfway down the second or the top barb, and you can see how I did that. And then this just so happens to go into here, and again the rim presses in there. So after you prime it and then you glue it, once you press this in, this becomes again the bottom piece. Now this just glues into there, and here's our 2245. Okay, last one, the 3170. This one here, this fitting is actually a little bit different than this one that comes with it. For some reason this is a little bit bigger barb. This one here inside of this tube slops around. The other one is tight though. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to cut about halfway up this barb. Got my little bigger cutters here, and just turn it as I'm squeezing. So now we've got this piece here, and this, again there, simply pushes in here. Now this one's nice and tight. Remember the last one was loose. So this one, we do the same thing, prime it, glue, prime, put glue on this, especially on this face, and then we get it started, and we just drive it home. Give it a good pound, and it locks down, and then this screws onto there, and that is exactly how this piece is. So anyway, these are the pumps and the modifications I make to all of the components that come with it to make it fit. The parts explanation on this piece, this is 1.5 inch PVC. This is a 1.5 inch PVC coupler, long style. This right here is actually parts for the trap on a sink. This is, as you can see, a long bend and a tight bend. And this is actually a street elbow, so it fits directly inside here, so there's no piece that has to be glued with another coupler. Again, into 1.5 inch PVC, and this is an 1.5 inch PVC union. 2-piece union, 3-piece actually, once it's glued on. And then there's also an O-ring that's inside, and these all come with the machine, and I'm very specific to customers on how to put this together so that your O-ring is flat in the groove.